So here it's really helpful if you actually pull up the tutorial and kind of go through it step by step. The screenshots here are really good to know where exactly you're copy pasting. So first we're going to do this first step here. I'm going to copy this location that it wants us to copy that folder to. And then you're going to go to your Finder app. And then you're going to hit go at that top bar right there. And then go to folder. And then you're going to copy paste that location. It'll pull up where they want you to move the file. I'm just going to kind of change the view here so it's a little easier to see, and then it matches exactly what's on the screenshots on the tutorial. Let's move that to the side here. And then we're going to open back up that vapoursynth 200809 folder. And it wanted us to move the video_edit folder. So what we're going to do is copy or select that and then just drag it over to that other folder Finder window that we have open. Hit move. Might ask you for a password, you put that in. Hit OK. And then once that's done, we're going to want to make a copy of that folder that we just moved over. So if you see here, it'll ask us to make an alias of that folder that we just moved, and it has to be that name. So you can either copy paste it or just change it to that name after we finished duplicating it. So we're going to hit right click, then we're going to go make alias, and then it might prompt you for a password. Hit OK, and then there is our alias folder duplicate. Once we do that, we are going to move it to this other location. So if we go back to the tutorial in just a second, and it'll ask us to copy and then paste, or just straight up move to a different folder location. So we're going to go to that vapoursynth folder that we just created. It's on our desktop. It's just labeled plain vapoursynth, and we're going to drag that alias folder into that vapoursynth folder. And then, as we remember, we want to rename it so that it doesn't have alias at the end. So you can just get rid of that. And then hit the password again, hit OK. And then that part is all set. Now, once we're done with that, the next step, as we can see here, moving right along, these are just the screenshots that I was mentioning, is to move the FFmpeg folder to this location here. So once again, I'm going to copy that location they want. We're going to go to Finder, go to Folder, and then copy paste that location. And then that's the folder that they want us to move the FFmpeg folder to. So that FFmpeg folder, where is it, you might be asking? So that was in the vapoursynth 200809 folder. You're going to open that up, locate the FFmpeg folder, and then just drag it over. And then you're all set there. And go back to our tutorial. Those are just the screenshots again. And now this part is when we start to move all the plugins and scripts. So we're going to move it from one folder to another folder. It can get a little confusing as to which folders are which, so I like to always refer to these screenshots and kind of see which folders that they are actually pasting and dragging them into. So for this one, in our vapoursynth 2809 folder, you're going to find all the scripts and plugins. So first, you can open up the plugins to add folder. You'll see all of them there. Good shortcut to select all is Command A, and then the one we're dragging it to is the vapoursynth folder, and then add plugins. And then you're just going to drag and drop. I'm going to hit move, password if needed, hit OK. And then we're going to do the same thing for the scripts. So go to scripts to add in that 2809 folder. and then in that vapoursynth folder, go to Add Scripts, and then same thing here, Command A to select all, drag and drop. And probably prompt me for a password again, and we'll just put that in, hit OK, and then we're all set with the plugins and scripts. Back to our tutorial, so we can see we did all of that. Nicely laid out there. And we're going to move the vapoursynth edit configuration file to here. So copy paste the location again. Go to folder, copy paste, enter, and then that's the folder that they want us to move it to. So we'll go locate that vapoursynth configuration file. And that's going to be in our vapoursynth 2809 folder. And you can see it there at the bottom, that white icon. And you're going to drag and drop, insert password as needed. Mine was actually already in there because I had to uninstall my vapoursynth and reinsynth, but you should just say move. If not, you can just hit replace, or it probably won't even prompt for anything. Same thing for this, and then edit 3. So it wants us to move it to this location. So we're going to copy paste that location, or you can type it in. So you're going to go to Finder, go to folder, and then type in that. I would just type in the user local part, because sometimes the share folder isn't there. Mine will be here because I have already made it, and yours might also be there. But if you don't see the share folder, you can basically just right click, create new folder, and then name it share, and then drop these bad boys in there. Once again, I already had it in there because I had to uninstall vapoursynth and it was already there. So I just replaced it, but you should, your folder should probably be empty or just have that ZSH in there, and then you can just drag and drop. So next part, scroll through these screenshots that kind of lay out everything we just did. And we're going to add the vapoursynth actual icon or app to the dock at the bottom of our screen, or wherever you guys keep your docs. I know some of you like to keep it at the side. So that is going to be in this video edit folder. And where is that video edit folder? It's in that vapoursynth folder. So at the bottom there, there's that video edit folder. There's the vapoursynth icon. So we're just going to drag and drop that to our dock at the bottom of my screen here, and it'll add it to the dock. And that'll be useful because for later on we're going to need to drag and drop video files there. And we're almost done. The hard part is over. Alright, so now that we've added the vapoursynth icon to the dock, I'm going to show you how to use it. So you can just download any video file or use one that you already have. I'm going to hit open, and then we're going to put in the timestamp. I'm just going to do it from the start, so that's 00000, and then I want 5 seconds of it, so which is 05 at the end. And then we'll wait for that to launch. And just when you saw that kind of timestamp pop up, we're just going to go through all these. So it'll ask you if you want to open, you hit yes or allow or whatever. And you can see that it pops up in our browser, Safari here. It'll ask you for the GIF sizes. So I'm just going to do like a standard 540 by 350 pixels. You can position the image however you want, resize however you want. And then this is kind of where you can apply your filters. Honestly, if you want to do everything in Photoshop and you just want to cut the clip here and resize, you can just skip this part here with the filters and the sharpening. For me, I usually just throw on a denoise filter, that BM3D, and then also a fine sharp at like the lowest setting. But like I said, if you didn't want to do this part, you could just skip it and then just copy paste what was in that box directly. So if we click at the bottom there, that VS icon, it opens up our vapoursynth editor. And what we're going to need to do, if we go back to our tutorial, is we're going to open the script.vpy, and then we're going to do that in the editor. So you might be wondering, oh, where is this script? So it's back in that video_edit folder, which if we go to our desktop, let me just open a new window for ease. It's in our vapoursynth folder, and then at the bottom there's their video edit, and then there's that script VPY. So you might be tempted to just kind of double click it right from that folder, but that's actually not what we're going to want to do. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the vapoursynth editor, and then we're going to open it through that. So go to that, and then at the top you'll see scripts, or actually no, we're going to go to file and then open script. You can hit no here. And then it should pull up like your Finder, and then because it was on our desktop or wherever you guys saved it, you're going to find that folder, the vapoursynth folder, and then video edit folder, and then that script.vpy, and then we're going to open it. And that'll populate our nice vapoursynth editor. I like to just save it here for now so that next time when we open up vapoursynth editor, it'll just kind of populate the same way. And then, so then you don't have to keep doing this, and then you can just kind of plug and chug. So if you're working on a potato like this laptop was, you can remove the hashtag on that score, on that one line there, and it'll kind of limit the RAM. I just hit save again since we made a change. And then under that line there, you can kind of see that's where your resizer content we're going to go. And I just threw a do not delete line here right before those last two lines, because we don't want to delete those two lines whenever we're pasting our content from the resizer. So just go ahead and copy paste what's in that box right under that resizer content goes here. And then that's kind of what it looks like. You can save your script again if you'd like, so that next time you pull it up, it just looks like this. And then you can just copy over the part that you pasted every time you do a new video. So you're going to hit script and then encode video. You want to make sure that the header says Y4M, and then you'll hit start. Now, depending on how many filters you put or how fast your computer is, this part might take longer. If you put no filters and no denoise, it'll take a lot less time to execute. So then we just wait until it turns green. It finished encoding, and then we're all set with that part. So next I'll show you guys kind of like where that file is. You go to vapoursynth and then that video edit folder, and then the clipped file is named output.mov. So to use it, what we're going to do is open up Photoshop. And I'm going to file, import video frames to layers. Let that pull up. And then here's where you can either import the whole whole clip that you just kind of cut, or you can even fine tune it a little more. So we're going to find that output file folder, that vapoursynth folder. Then you're just going to go to the video edit folder again, and then output, and then double click. And then shortly it'll pop up, and it should just be that short snippet, those 5 seconds of that clip that we had cut and resized and sharpened and denoised, all done in one step just for us. And I'll wait for that to load. And then there it is. You could just hit OK now to import the whole thing, or if you want to fine tune it, you can go ahead and select a part. I'm just gonna select this last part here. I'm going to hit OK, and then it will load all your frames. Nice and easy like that. It's not exactly precise, so you can just kind of get rid of those two there, and then you're all set to gift your heart's content. Thanks everyone for watching. I really hope this was helpful. If you ever have any questions, just feel free to send me a message. Thanks.